2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Staples Center, downtown Los Angeles, and the freeways of LA, all painting the picture. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in at point guard. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. George passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Now Lillard. Some of the best in the game go at it here tonight, Chris. What an incredible guard matchup we have here in this one.
Oh, Kevin, there are some all-time greats playing at the guard spots these days. It will be a fun matchup to watch.
Pass to Leonard. Here's Zubac. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Zubac has got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Lillard attacking and finished off by Nurkic.
And Kevin, lots of standing around and watching by the defense that time.
And he makes them pay, doesn't he, Greg, with that emphatic slam.
The defense was way too soft. Somebody get out there and get tough.
Jackson finds Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Back to Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
I like to see this Lillard patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. From deep, George. And it's Portland with the rebound. Here's Lillard. 5 points in the game. Powell, the pass to Nurkic. Lillard with it. The second effort. And here's Covington from the arc. It's hauled in by Paul George.
They get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be giving them.
Jackson misses. Fast break, here they come. All going up court. McCollum, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, when Batum spots a wide-open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
Stolen by Zubac. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Leonard finds Batum. Now, here's Zubac. Outside for Jackson. Pass to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He can clearly set the table.
It's McCollum on the wing. Powell against Jackson. Kicks it out to McCollum. Outside, Covington. 5 to shoot. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Or the 3. It's hauled in by Paul George. The Clippers have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Zubac, bounce pass. To the inside. George looking over the floor. And there's the pass to Batum. Rebound by Nurkic.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Lillard against George. Lillard attacking, and then Lillard slams it in.
But Lillard is as tough as there is to contain in the pick and roll. He does a nice job of using the screen to get a little bit of separation.
George against McCollum. The shot by George, no good. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for Portland. Here's Covington, and the layup falls.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Jackson dishes to Batum. Back to Jackson. Outside, Batum. Down low, Zubac. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Robert Covington picks one up.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Trailblazers lead. Well, before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He credits his upbringing when it comes to developing his...
I think it comes from being a...
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, governing the split-second chance opportunities. I mean, that's what has them in the lead right now.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony. Then there's Derek Jones. Then there's McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point guard position. This is his first trip to the line tonight. And he makes the first.
You know, Anthony's getting more floor time last season. He worked his way into the Blazers rotation. He's still young, though. It seems like he can carve a role out on this team.
And Simon's a bit undersized at that 2-guard position. Only 6'3", but a natural 2 with playmaking ability.
Ultimately, this team wants him to be a scoring threat off the bench. I mean, have him come in firing from outside. He's got a lot of work to get to that point.
He kicks to Kanter. Here's Simons. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Oh, this is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Kanter. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
Here's Mann. No points in the game yet for him. Pass to Oturu. Here's Mann from downtown. And Kanter pulls it down. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Here's Simons. Misses the layup. And here is Patterson. And here's George for 3. Sinks the triple. George has got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
And, boy, he's got terrific feel on that jump shot. That's how George knocks down those catch-and-shoot jumpers in the blink of an eye.
Kicks it out to Jones. Here's the break. Fires for 3. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Kanter's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Simons, the pass to Kanter. That one's not going to go. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. And Coffey gets it to go. Coffey's got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
It's a seesaw battle. Both teams are pretty evenly matched, and the score reflects that.
And Kanter throws it down.
Oh, man, what a slam by Kanter. His size lets him make easy work of those big plays in the paint.
George against McCollum. And it's denied. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? It's stolen by Jones. And now Portland on the break. Jones is running. Cantor kicks to Jones. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed, but it's always existed. And the reality is this: you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
Covington dishes to Nurkic, and it's good for two. Nurkic has got 6.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Powell against Leonard. At the tip, great positioning on the putback. Patterson's got his first basket of the night.
I love his work ethic, not to mention his hands. You need both to convert those tip-ins.
It's Covington on the wing. Back to Jones. Over Kennard. Jones, no luck.
For a player who's almost a sure thing to score in tight, that was a stunner.
Nobody near Leonard. Nails the corner 3. Leonard's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And in college, Leonard was a 25% shooter from 3. Boy, how times have changed.
And Lillard gets it to go. No shortage of drama here early on.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
The Clippers have gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. Leonard, the pass to Patterson. Portland grabs the miss. Nurkic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Jones finds Lillard. Nurkic with it. Covington in the corner. Back to Powell from past the arc. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They ended the period holding on to a slip. And that should do.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You've got to like what Ivica Zubac has done in this game.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
They've got Morris. Reggie Jackson out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Batum in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Lillard surveying the D. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Oh, you can't give any lane to the basket. Once Lillard sees it, he jumps all over.
The Clippers trail. Outside Leonard. Dishes to Batum. Inside. Passes to Kennard. 6 to shoot. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
And we've seen Lillard's ball handling improve over the years, especially in the pick and rolls where he has grown to be very effective.
The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Trailblazers lead by 1. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. Kennard on the wing. Outside Leonard. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
How's that for a start? Good on all 3 attempts so far in the second half.
Leonard with the steal. And here we go with Batum heading to the hoop. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And it's a 4-point Clipper lead.
And the long legs of Batum, that's what allows him to leak out so quickly in transition. He runs the floor like a Jaguar.
Covington into the lane. And finished off by Nurkic.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight?
Cullen passes to Powell, and that's going to be a travel.
That's an unforced error. That will drive a coach crazy. Got to play heads up out there.
So, for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Batum. Paul George comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. And a switch here also for Portland. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Outside for Rondo. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Los Angeles making a switch here. Coffey's checked in. And then for the Trailblazers, Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. Jones comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for McCollum. Lillard attacking. Another shot out to Anthony. Outside, Jones. And then jammed down as he goes right over Ivica Zubac.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post. And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Well, that's how you drive your point home right there. And George, here we go, to the paint. Pass to Zubac. The shot's good on the assist by George. Zubac has got 12.
Continuing to impress as a playmaker. George's ability to facilitate an offense is one of his many strengths.
Fouled on the shot and picks up. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on. Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Outside for Rondo. There's the pass to Patterson. Back to Zubac. Over Jones. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one's on Anthony. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
Ivica Zubac.
Good on the 2nd free throw. Now here's Lillard. He's got 14. Pass to Cannon. Kicks it to Anthony. Back to Canner. And Canner throws it down.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
The coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy baskets like this.
Passes it to George. On deep. Portland grabs the miss. Moving it up. And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
How about the unselfishness? Night in and night out, we see guys trying to force their own agenda. Not that time.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the court for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony, and it's Powell in at the 3, the small forward. Now Rondo. He kicks to Patterson. Outside Leonard. Jacks up a 3. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
And the fact that Leonard can pour it in like tonight, in addition to his defense, is really why he's one of the best two-way players we've ever seen.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard. Both teams deciding to change it up. Clippers trail by 5. Outside Jackson. Pass to Kennard. Back to Jackson. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. They get it back. Morris outside. Now the pass to Oturu. Kennard on the wing. And the Clippers miss again. Portland leading by 5. Lillard with it. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it.
Oh, and all Nurkic needs is good positioning. Once he has this, dunking is easy.
Kennard against McCollum. Kennard, the pass to Oturu. It's good. Oturu's got his first bucket in this one.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Coach trusts him to make when he plays down the stretch. I mean, because he's shown that ability time and time and time again.
McCollum, no good.
And you can see why he might be off on some of his attempts, getting far fewer shots today than he's accustomed to.
This is why Kennard's teammates appreciate him. He's good at sharing the wealth when they're uncovered.
Lillard outside. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That is his first foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Marcus Morris. Paul George comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Reggie Jackson.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Powell against George. Pass to Oturu. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Yeah, it seems like whenever one team scores, the other comes right back with a bucket of its own.
Here's Lillard, and then Lillard slams it in.
That's why you give Lillard the rock. When it's an important possession, you know he's going to rise to the occasion.
The 3 from George. And it's rebounded by Covington.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, he's just hit a rough patch. He's trying to climb out of it, but hasn't been successful.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Lillard. It's Powell on the wing. Back to Lillard. To the middle. And Nurkic with the basket on the assist by Lillard. Lillard's got 6 assists now in the game. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Clippers. 7-point differential. George passes to Zubac. And the bucket is the coach's challenge has been issued. Close team like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
LA's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Jackson kicks to Batum. On the wing, George. Batum finds George. His three-pointers off the mark.
His effort level is there. You can't blame him on that. He's working to get good shots. It's just not connected.
Kicks it out to Covington. Lillard with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Lillard the pass to McCollum. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. McCollum's got the lead up to 10 now for Portland. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Jackson against Lillard. Jackson passes to Leonard. To the paint. Nurkic with the steal. And here's McCollum for three. Good on the three-point shot.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. Just a total team effort.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And so Portland takes this one. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up.
for the land of the...
Welcome, everyone, to a great Sunday night with the NBA. Hey, Dave.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. Here are the five for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Jackson in at the point. And for Dallas, they've got Marjanovic. Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And there's Porzingis. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward. And Brent, these teams boasting great depth. Many feel that's a hallmark of a great front office.
You go back and you look, Kevin, at some of the teams that have made deep playoff runs or eventually won the championships. You know, that tinkering about bringing in a veteran or just one piece to make that next step for that one matchup or that one series. Finding contributions like that up and down the roster, absolutely, that can make a difference.
And here's George. After Luka Doncic hitting the three. Zubac finds George. Here's Leonard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a Finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and a championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
Here's Doncic. Paul George making his last shot.
Let this be a reminder, when you're going up for a shot, it's always important to know where Kawhi Leonard may be lurking.
Now here's Batum. Leonard, the pass to Zubac. Kicks it out to Leonard. Mavericks with the rebound.
Well, that's the only way to take him out of his comfort zone from that range. Get right up in the jersey, force him off the spot.
And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. And Jackson throws it down hard.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
Here's Doncic. Makes it off the glass. Doncic has got 8 points. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Jackson looking it over. Outside Leonard. Count the basket.
Well, being aggressive in the painted area, you love the attacking element that Kawhi Leonard brings to the game.
George against Richardson. Leonard with the steal. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
On the Mavericks with some changes. Dwight Powell's checked in for Marjanovic. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. The Clippers also changing it up. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And yes, it's good.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Passes it to George. Down low, Porzingis with the steal. And here we go, the Mavericks in a fast break. Doncic leading the charge. And the shot goes in. Powell's got his second basket.
And how about the vision there for Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult one.
George dishes to Patterson. And George kicks to Leonard. And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That's his first foul. Cauley Stein, who's checked in for Dallas. Reddick comes in for Doncic. For Los Angeles, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. That free throw good from George.
Just 1 year in college for Paul George, and then made the transition to the NBA, and all the talk was about what it is we're seeing now. A very capable two-way player and all-star caliber talent.
Now here's Brunson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. In the corner, Powell with it. Back to Brunson. Inside. The shot by Powell, no good. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Trailing by 2, and that one good.
Well, Patterson usually on the perimeter, this time down on the inside, doing a little bit of damage. And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
Brunson with a clean look. Another 3 for Dallas.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Clippers trail by 3. Outside, George. Tips it. It's good on the putback. Patterson's got his second basket of the night.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
Hardaway passes to Cauley Stein. Brunson with it. Back to Cauley Stein. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Patterson. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And the powerful frame of Morris, difficult to knock him off his rhythm, and there finishing through the contact.
Brunson against Rondo. Cauley Stein kicks to Hardaway. Back to Cauley Stein. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway.
Taking contact on the way up. Cauley Stein going through it that time.
It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. He notched 8. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
You know, so much unselfish play out there. The coaching staff has to be thrilled with that.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Reggie Jackson out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Marcus Morris. And it's Coffey in at the small forward position. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. The Mavericks have their young star tandem in Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. KP said, we can be a pretty deadly duo. It's only going to be a matter of time. Once we get that two-man game going, it's going to be hard to stop. Guys, it's already hard to stop. Back to you.
Team on the rise, David. Thank you so much.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Knocks it loose. Leonard with the steal, and he commits the intentional foul. And the Mavericks making a change here. Doncic is checked in, and the Clippers with the change here too. Zubac is checked in. Pass to Coffey. Here's Zubac. Off on the layup.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup, you want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Jackson finds Zubac. Back to Morris. Launches a 3. The Mavericks pull it in.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Porzingis, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Richardson in for J.J. Redick. The Clippers also making some changes. Hand's checked in, and George is subbed in for Leonard. Clippers trail by 3. George looking around. Offensive rebound. Goes back up. Outside for Jackson. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. And again, no good by the Clippers. For Dallas, they've got a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. And Zubac picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. How about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018? But he's showing to be an established young talent in this league. And there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
Here's George, following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Back to George. Shot clock at 6. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Zubac, Porzingis with the rebound.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Jackson passes to Zubac. And that'll be 2 free throws. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And the Clippers making a change here.
And a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the second round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
Now here's Leonard. 6 points for him. Yep, that one goes. Oturu's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, you see the improvement in terms of high-level playmaking, a great understanding of all the offensive scheme that Kawhi Leonard possesses.
Rondo against Brunson. Left side, Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
Now here's Leonard. The pass to Oturu. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 3rd assist on the night.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Richardson, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Looks like Josh Richardson is always seeking a shot, this time looking for contact as well.
And Richardson drops them both.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Rondo against Brunson. And it's Rondo penetrating over to the wing. And Batum kicks to Leonard. Pass to Oturu. Second chance shot. Doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Richardson. Mavericks leading by 6. He lobs it up. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Leonard. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Great anticipation there. Porzingis in the right spot and throws that one away.
Great positioning on the putback. Oturu's got 8 points.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the 3rd quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and
as we get into this 3rd quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
It's something that isn't his strength, but he's done a great job of finding the open man.
Well, if we were grading playmaking today, it's an A+ from him.
We've got Luka Doncic. Bojanovic is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Doncic with the steal. Fast break, Dallas. Marjanovic, no good.
Talk about things at halftime, and then you come out and you go 0 for 3. I'm sure that wasn't up on the board.
Here's Rondo outside, George. And it's good coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. George has got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Clippers. Here's Doncic. And that one, good. And the Mavericks lead by 3.
Well, there it is. 0 of 3 to start the half, and finally something finds its way through the net.
Passes it to Mann. Porzingis against Zubac. Outside Rondo. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got his 6th rebound on the night.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking. You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Rajon Rondo.
And sometimes Rondo's a step ahead of everybody, even the coaching staff, especially on defense when he swipes the ball away like that.
Doncic finds Porzingis, and the officials call him for a 3-second violation.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Now, Cauley Stein, a big that can run the floor, so he can be a weapon in the fast break game.
Jackson down low, covered by Redick. That's tipped. Brunson the pass to Pop. Sweet move. 2 free throws coming. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And stolen by Cauley Stein. An even 3-on-3 break. Hardaway with a wide open look. Off target from outside. Clippers trail by 5. Jackson has the open look. And again, it's the Clippers missing. The Mavericks have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Brunson finds Powell. Back to Brunson. Outside, Redick. Cauley Stein in the post. No good with the layup. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. It's deflected. with it. No points in the game yet for him. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Count it. Good. Hardaway has got the lead up to 7 now for Dallas.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Kennard, the pass to Oturu. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Brunson scanning the floor. Redick for 3, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's Dallas up by 5. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Batuma's out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Kennard in at the 1 spot. Porzingis kicks to Hardaway. Pass to Marjanovic. Got a piece of it. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is up and in. Marjanovic has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Mavs. Clippers trail by 7. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Zubac finds Jackson. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
To the left side wing. On the wing, Doncic. Defended by George. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Mike Powell comes in for Marjanovic. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic.
Yeah, my expectations were that he was not going to miss that one. He handles that kind of defense, especially on the inside.
Hardaway passes to Cauley-Stein. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Maybe the length coming into play this time for Cauley-Stein is he's up and over the top of everyone.
Jackson against Redick. Jackson drives in. Greg, how special was it for you that you had your number 50 retired at UNLV?
You know, that's something I can honestly say. As a kid, you dream about a lot of things. Winning, you know, playing at the highest levels. That's something I never really fathomed, to have your jersey hanging up in an arena. That was a surreal moment, a really cool moment, and it was awesome to be able to share it with my family and friends.
And people probably don't know that you grew up in Las Vegas, so it was probably doubly special, wasn't it?
Exactly. Born and raised.
And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That is his first foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Mann's checked in. The pass to Oturu. That shot, no good. And it's Dallas the other way. Here's Powell. It's good.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Clippers trail by 11. Outside Rondo. Pass to Oturu. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Cauley-Stein's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. The Mavericks have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Up top, Doncic. He's covered by Leonard. Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
This is a show of confidence here. This kind of possession from Porzingis, ready to shoot off the pass.
George passes to Zubac. Stolen away. And now the fans break. Doncic with the ball. So it's Richardson with the jam.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
I mean, this team is just dangerous. Right now, every shot that they're putting up feels like it's going in.
George passes to Mann. Shoots it. Marjanovic against Batum. Clock is at 3. Goes up the baseline. A nice shot by George.
That's why you want a guy like Paul George on the floor. Get him the ball. He has great clock awareness and no panic.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Here's Finney-Smith. No good on the 3.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Mavericks.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Luka Doncic.
Now, with all these assists, it's obvious how well that he can see the entirety of the floor out there. If an easy bucket is to be had, he'll find it.
The 3 from George. The Clippers rebound. Zubac. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Doncic dishes to Richardson. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Clippers ball. Substitution.
And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. It's a 13-point game. Here's Oturu. Outside, George. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. Some good moment. All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it. And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for the...
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. Short a rotation player. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
Missing a valued contributor, that can be a challenge. We'll see how they answer the bell.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Richardson is out there with Doncic. Then there's Marjanovic. And there's Porzingis. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Trailblazers, they've got Norman Powell. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Simons in at the shooting guard position. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Tonight, Greg, two teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. Yeah. And that goes for the players, coaches, and fans. This one might get heated.
I'm sure you felt that way many times when you play.
Almost every time I took the floor.
Good.
You literally want to dislike your opponent.
Shot clock at 3.
3 straight misses to begin the game, not the start they were hoping for. This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
Nurkic kicks to Covington. Back to Nurkic. Banked in off the glass.
We know this about Robert Covington. He is a team man first and foremost. Pretty pass.
The Mavericks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Lillard against Doncic.
Well, tremendous defensive effort on the interior. That's the kind of contest you want.
And how about this stat? Over the course of Robert Covington's career, over 60% of his shots coming from long range.
And Greg, the prototypical 3-and-D guy, you almost want to reverse it because defense has been the pivot point for Robert Covington's emergence as a player in this league.
Doncic against Lillard. And that one's good. Marjanovic.
You know, there's an unselfishness to Luka Doncic and a pretty pass right there.
For Portland, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Lillard surveying the D. Shoots the 3. It's rebounded by Porzingis. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. And there's Richardson on the assist by Porzingis.
How about the vision from the young Latvian Porzingis showing he really can read the floor and capitalize.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard attacking. Here's Nurkic. It's rebounded by Dallas.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for Anthony Simons. And McCollum subbed in for Lillard. Then for the Mavericks, Powell, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Hardaway comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic.
Well, Porzingis will make you pay if you collapse off of him.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Powell inside. He's against Porzingis. That one falls.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Here's Hardaway. After Enes Kanter's basket, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring, and Tim Hardaway says, you know what, my teammate's open, I'm going to get him the ball.
Now here's McCollum. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Redick comes in for Josh Richardson. 1:07 left to play in the first. McCollum dishes to Kanter, and Kanter throws it down.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Now here's Brunson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And the shot goes in.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Anthony against Powell. Lets it go from 11. Clock at 6. Jones finds Kanter. Shoots over Powell. Kanter's shot is off.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Yep, it counts.
Well, I'll tell you, Tim Hardaway Jr. has shown he's not just a perimeter scorer. This guy can get it done on the inside.
It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Back to McCollum. Yes, that goes in.
You know, it seemed to me they were shying away from a foul there. The D still has to be a little bit more physical than that. He's got to feel you.
Redick for 3.
How about the fast hands and lateral quickness of Norman Powell to get with his man and contest shots? That's good.
And before the game, we talked to Damian Lillard. You know, Greg,
I don't fear nobody.
And if Lillard's proved anything to us, Greg, in his career, you know he loves a challenge.
One of the premier big shot makers in this game. I don't know if there's anyone you'd rather give the ball to in crunch time.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Mavericks so far?
They set a physical tone in the first, and that really showed on the backboard.
I think it's why they hold the lead here early, because they're controlling the flow of the game with those second chance opportunities.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Jones is out there with Anthony, and it's Kanter in at the 5 down low. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight, neither team giving an inch.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
Now here's McCollum. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
This offense just continues to impress.
Brunson finds Hardaway. Here's Cauley Stein. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist.
Nice work inside by Cauley Stein. Great tools as a finisher. And when you watch Hardaway shoot, one thing that stands out, he has a very quick release.
And Greg, that's what makes the jumper very tough to contest, especially when he's dialing it up from range. You have to stay connected to this guy defensively. It's not easy to do with the other weapons on this team.
Outside Hardaway. Passes to Powell. Now Brunson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And that one is off. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Jones. And it's up. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
I'll tell you, Luka Doncic makes tough shots look easy. Boy, that close to the bucket through that much contact, nice.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Pass to Nurkic. Now here's Covington. Kicks it to Carmelo. Just 4 to shoot. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
And that too, yeah. And fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
Pass to Porzingis. To the inside. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Porzingis has got 8 points.
Well, he has such a great feel for what the defense is conceding. And Kristaps Porzingis makes a nice play on the inside.
Covington kicks to Anthony. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And Portland making a change here. Powell's checked in.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Back to Doncic. Lays it up off the glass.
I'll tell you, he's having his way right now in the second period. Forget the first quarter. Let's get to work.
Lillard finds Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Doncic with the steal. Here's Richardson. It's tipped. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. McCollum's checked in for Damian Lillard. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Dallas. I'm glad we got to see the mobile one block once more. What a play.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense. And that is one heck of a rejection right there.
And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. Trailblazers moving the ball around. And Nurkic gets it to go.
That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
Doncic outside. Kicks it out to Richardson. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Portland leading.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Well, it's trying to close the quarter strong, and by that, take a great shot without giving them an opportunity for another one down the other end.
Here's Nurkic. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Nurkic has got 11 points.
That pass had to be thrown not only in the right spot, but at the right time.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we... All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. And no doubt that C.J. McCollum's a great player all the time. But Shaq, he had... Thanks for joining.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. One guy who's been getting it done is Yusuf Nurkic.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
It felt like his work on the interior really gave this offense a boost. Let's see if he can dominate the rest of the way.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then there's Luka Doncic. Then there's Richardson, and it's Finney Smith in at the 3 spot.
You know, at 7'3", yes, he can dunk, but with that athleticism and his sense for the dramatic and his flair, look out, folks, he can be special.
Lillard outside. Back to Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
But he just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I'll tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Doncic passes to Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Listen, we all know Luka Doncic can score, but equally impressive to me is his playmaking ability.
And Doncic was part of a draft day trade that so far seems to have worked out pretty well for both teams.
That's exactly right. Doncic, Greg, was selected by Atlanta with the 3rd pick. He was then quickly shipped to Dallas for the 5th overall pick, which turned into Trae Young, plus a future pick. Neither of these young men wasted any time putting their stamp on the NBA. I do think their futures will always be discussed in connection with the other.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Mavericks trail by 6. Brunson kicks to Cauley Stein. Back to Brunson. To the middle. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for the Trailblazers. And Dallas also making a switch. Doncic is checked in. It's deflected.
Encouraging to see Kanter trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Ennis.
The shot by Lillard wide open. That 3 off the mark.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
And Doncic gets it to go.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
Doncic against Lillard. Dishes it to Kanter. It's good. Kanter's got 8.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Doncic passes to Cauley Stein. It's stolen by Jones for the finish. And Lillard throws it down.
And that was not an opportunity Lillard was going to let pass by. Getting down the floor in an instant and finishing on the break.
Dallas calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
For the Trailblazers, Nurkic checked in for Jones, and it's C.J. McCollum in for Damian Lillard. And Dallas also making a switch. Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for Doncic. And Redick kicks to Cauley Stein. Powell with the steal. And an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Powell, the pass to Carmelo. Back to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
This is Powell at his best. In attack mode, he is hard to stop.
Mavericks trail by 10. Here's Brunson. Powell, no one around him. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Powell's got his second bucket. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. Outside Anthony. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Nurkic, Powell pulls it in. Left side, Reddick, and Cauley Stein throws it down.
You just throw it up there. Trill Will's going to take care of the rest.
Cullen passes to Nurkic. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Hardaway. And so they choose to intentionally foul. Here's Brunson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. He kicks it to Cauley Stein. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Cauley Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
Powell against Reddick. Powell, the pass to McCollum. Here's Cantor. Portland moving the ball around. Anthony dishes to Nurkic. It's good. Nurkic has got 6 in the quarter.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Brunson scanning the floor. He feeds it to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
If Powell's on the court, he's a threat to dunk it. Incredible athleticism.
Cullen passes to Carmelo. Back to McCollum. For 3. Offensive rebound. And the pass to Cantor. Back to McCollum. Powell for 3. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
Good at staying with his man. Love watching Reddick hustle.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Trailblazers lead by 4. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. They've got Enes Kanter, Robert Covington out there with Derek Jones. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Simons in at the 2 guard. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Doncic passes to Porzingis and stolen by Lillard. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. First one falls for him. He's perfect from the line this time.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
On defense, Dallas, 8-point game.
Well, he hasn't proven to be much of a floor spacer for them. He had the 1-3, but that was back in the first half.
Shooting fun. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team. His demeanor was not one of the coach whose team was well ahead. He said this is the time to turn up the heat, make one final push, and try to close out strong. Let's see if they were listening, guys.
Thank you, David.
You have to know how to play pick and roll in today's NBA, and Porzingis has got great instincts of when to dive and when to fade.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. And Doncic, here we go. Here's Marjanovic, a second chance effort, and he banks in the layup.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Passes it to Simons. Back to Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
And for a point guard, Lillard has some hops. Outstanding at knowing when to use them for the dunk.
Inside, here's Doncic. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Lillard outside. Marjanovic against Jones. Shot clock at 6. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
What a terrific story Robert Covington is. Gets undrafted out of college, goes to the G League and becomes an MVP, and now one of the very best defenders in the NBA. Truly an incredible journey.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter, and it's Powell in for Jones. Doncic with it. Lillard picks him up, and Doncic throws it down.
I'll tell you this, Luka Doncic will never turn down an opportunity to finish at the rim. He's elite and loves those opportunities.
It's Covington on the wing. Lillard from outside, nailed from three-point land. Lillard's got 9 points now in just the second half. Mavericks trail by 9. Here's Doncic. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
Boy, what body control from the Slovenian forward. Doncic comfortable taking on all challengers.
Here's Simons. Richardson covering. Nurkic kicks to Covington. Pass to Lillard. Back to Covington. Portland moving the ball. They get it back. It's Powell on the wing. Lillard against Doncic. And the foul on Josh Richardson. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Hardaway's checked in for the Mavericks. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Again the miss by Lillard. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. .112 left in the 4th quarter. And Doncic gets it to go.
Doncic relishes the opportunity to deliver in big moments, and my goodness, embrace the spotlight, young man. Luka Doncic loves the big moment, and he delivers.
Trailblazers leading by 3. Lillard attacking. Doncic with the block. And it's out of bounds. Nice touch by Doncic. There's 53 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. It falls! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Yes!
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Lillard attacking. Count!
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through. A 3 and nothing but a 3 will do here.
You've got to keep your composure and execute to get a quality look from 3.
First free throw is good, and that brings them within 2 here. All free throws good from Doncic.
This guy has a reputation for being a great free throw shooter, and you've got to knock him down. He does it here.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
Well, it doesn't get much bigger than that. A perfect trip to the line to give them the critical 3-point cushion. What poise.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it.
Yeah, simply stated, you have to take care of the basketball, and they don't on that possession.
Lillard fires away from way outside. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up for 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. They've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jackson in at the point. And for the Trailblazers, we've got Damian Lillard. Robert Covington out there with Powell. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Simons in at the shooting guard position. So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. And George. Hold on!
You got to buckle up on that one. Letting it all hang out when George takes flight. Just enjoy the show.
Lillard outside. Kicks to Nurkic. Lillard against Leonard. Lillard the pass to Nurkic and finished off by Nurkic.
Yeah, quick thinking wins Dame assists. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish. Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers. Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Covington. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Here's George. And so just over a minute and a half played, and the shot is good.
So smart with the ball in his hands. George reads the floor well and takes advantage of what's there.
Here's Lillard, and Lillard throws it down.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
Swiped away. That one drops for him.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
Clippers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. George looking around. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
They have really found a rhythm here early. 4 for 5 to start this game.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Lillard attacking Nurkic. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Covington against Batum. Jackson passes to Zubac. Nobody near Leonard. No good from outside.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
It's Covington on the wing. Here's Simons. Kicks it out to Lillard. Drops in the tray. Lillard's got 9. You know, you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. You know, Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to affecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice, but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Any sharp guys in the NBA.
5 of 5 to start. I think he's in a zone.
There's 53 seconds left here in the first quarter. And stolen by Lillard. Powell, no one around him. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. To the paint, Nurkic with the steal. Fast break, here we go. Lillard against Zubac. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Batum scanning the floor. Leonard kicks to Batum. Back to Leonard. Shoots over Powell. Batum dishes to Leonard. Outside for Batum. Shot clock at 5. Here's Zubac. Nails the baby hook. He's got 6. Here's Simons. And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And before the game, we ran into Damian Lillard, who touched upon the...
What we've learned is staying together, staying with it.
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
Taking a look at Los Angeles, we've got Marcus Morris. Rajon Rondo is out there with Luke Kennard. And it's Oturu in at the 5 down low. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Knocked away. Rondo with the steal. Morris, no good. Trailblazers leading by 8. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Out to Anthony. Outside, Jones. Down low. Pocket 4. And Kanter throws it down.
Wow, the decisiveness is good to see. Kanter sensing when to slash and executing the pick and roll flawlessly. And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. Lillard against Rondo. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Lillard. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. From deep three-point range, 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field. Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
Excellent D there from George. It's stolen by Anthony. That's a 2 from Lillard. Misses off the left iron.
High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down. That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Pass to Lillard. Out to Anthony. Back to Lillard. Lets it go with the 3. Oturu with the rebound.
It's been a rough quarter for him. Can't seem to find any kind of rhythm.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Allowing any room to operate, you know he's going to be aggressive.
And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Inside. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Morris with the ball. Three-pointer. And Kanter pulls it down. Trailblazers leading by 9. To the inside. And it's slammed in by Jones.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now, here's George. Good on the shot. George has got 6 points.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Anthony finds Canner. Back to Anthony. It's stolen by Rondo. And here's the break. And a deep three from George. That one misses. And it's Portland the other way. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. And the basket by Jones.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
George up top. He is guarded by McCollum. Oturu. And stolen by Lillard. Anthony, the pass to Lillard. The offensive rebound. Kicks it out to McCollum. And the three ball is good. McCollum's got the lead up to 14 now for the Trailblazers.
And you can't give McCollum any space. Always a threat to pull the trigger.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's George. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
The all-around game Paul George possesses is so special. His versatility is what makes him so valuable. He's living there tonight, a tough guy to guard without fouling. And the bonus, he's going to knock him down.
Back to Powell. Anthony on the wing. Up in time. And that one released in time, but no good. And so that's the end of the first. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K. Leading the way at the start, it was Damian Lillard. He had 14 points, 3 steals.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
Well, if you want to get into your offense quickly before the defense can set up, creating turnovers is a great way to do it.
Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the 2. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Portland leading by 12.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard's still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
You and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams and players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays, there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in the team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Lillard from outside. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. And then Lillard slams it in.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Now here's Jackson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Leonard. He hits it from 9.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
Trailblazers leading by 10. It's Covington on the wing. Pass to Nurkic. Back to Covington. It's blocked. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Don't let his height fool you. Lillard can rise up with the best of them.
Clippers trail by 12.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for Anthony Simons. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Lillard. Back to Powell. And there's a minute 45 left in the third quarter. The dish to Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
And that's just all muscle there. Cantor is solid and fighting his way through whatever the D throws at him.
Here's Mann. He is guarded by McCollum. Morris into the lane. Dishes to George. 4 on the clock. Oturu. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Outside, Jones. Pass to Anthony. Back to Jones. Portland moving the ball over. Cullen passes to Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. There's the pass to George. From deep, an absolute bomb from three-point range. George has got 11 points.
You need guys who can stretch the floor or the offense doesn't flow. Paul George is one of the best at it.
And it's McCollum off the drive. Cantor kicks to McCollum. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Jones. McCollum passes to Jones. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Lillard's checked in for C.J. McCollum. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
And when you're behind in the game, that's what you've got to do. Contest every shot.
Rondo against Lillard. And here's Rondo. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Outside, George. Pass to Kennard. Shot from the top of the key. Misses the shot. The third quarter comes to a close. Trailblazers lead by 8. And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland. They've led by as many as 14 points. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So for the Clippers right now, Luke Kennard out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Paul George. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Oturu in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Rondo against Lillard. Now here's Rondo. Not a lot of room. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And he knocks down the first one. Robert Covington's checked in for Portland. And Fernie Simons comes in for Norman Powell. And then for the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Patterson. Leonard comes in for George. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Now here's Lillard. To the paint, here's Cantor. Anthony taking his time here. He kicks to Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Also, if you can't get stops at this point, it really doesn't matter what you do at the offensive end.
Now here's Jackson. Fires from deep. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Here's Lillard. Again, the miss by Lillard.
But still, eventually, you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Here's of Nurkic. He's checked in for the Trailblazers. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Now here's Lillard. Out to Anthony. Here's Simons. Floats it up there for Nurkic.
Going to work. Nurkic puts forth such an effort on offense. That's what gets him his looks.
Jackson against Lillard. Jackson passes to Zubac. Kennard with the ball. 3-pointer. And the Clippers miss again.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Right wing, back to Anthony. Outside, Covington. Poked away. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. A floater, and it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Jackson. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Leonard with the steal. Morris with the ball. Now Covington defending. Morris, no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Lillard looking around. Outside Covington. A 3-ball. They get the rebound. Anthony, the pass to Simons. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Another shot. Lillard with the bucket. Lillard's got 22.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility. And boy, he can strike at any time.
Jackson is doubled. Pass to Zubac. Out to Morris. Launches it. Buries the long-range jumper. Morris has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Clippers. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Here's Kennard. Rebound by the Trailblazers. They've led by as many as 14 points. Leonard against Lillard. And Portland with another turnover here.
Peerless turnover. You lose focus for even a moment in this league. That's the result.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Powell's checked in. Paul George, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Rondo comes in for Jackson. Now here is George. And again, no good by the Clippers.
It can be a little disheartening when you do everything right and come away with nothing.
Lillard against Morris. Lillard dishes to Powell. Back to Lillard. Just 3 to shoot.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
You know, if you get the ball to the right guy in the right spot, more often than not, you're coming away with points. No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
Tips it up.
And that's a clutch bucket by Morris, showing the team they can count on him down the stretch.
And here are the Blazers. They lead by 4. Lillard with it. Feeds it to Nurkic. Passes it to Simons. It's stolen by Morris. To the middle. Outside for George. And the 3 off target. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The view high above our broadcast. And they've got a few injuries on their bench. Less options, but we think not too big of an impact for them.
2 players injured. One of their stars out. Something they'll have to dig deep to overcome.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. And it's Jackson in at the point. Buries it from three-point range.
How about Kawhi Leonard knocking down the three ball? Didn't have that shot when he got into the league. Love seeing how he's improved as a shooter with the outside jumper.
And Doncic hits it to go.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Here's the Clippers. Here's Jackson. Passes it to George. And they pick up 2.
And this is one of George's main strengths, a phenomenal mid-range scorer.
Inside, look at that.
Oh, my goodness. Watch out. How about Porzingis with the fancy throwdown? Love seeing the big fella finish with that kind of power.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised to see that pass coming his way and just really reacted too late. And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it, and it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
And the Clippers have possession following the score by Dallas. 2 points, that one goes.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
Now, here's Doncic to the paint, and the dunk by Porzingis.
That's serving it up on the platter there. What a nice pass. A high percentage look was the result.
And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, he said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
It's George on the wing. They grab their own miss.
Boy, fighting to keep that play alive. Beautiful tip in there.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Doncic looking it over. Over Jackson. Doncic finds Kleba. Back to Doncic. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. For Los Angeles, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. And Leonard has it in the corner. The putback, it's good on the putback.
Yeah, just a terrific job of just staying with it. Nice.
Doncic with it. And the rejection by Leonard.
And just a big-time shot-blocking threat. Leonard's instincts on defense are just mind-boggling. Knows when to go after the blocks.
Jackson against Doncic. Jackson drives in. Here's Zubac. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon. But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Theus, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and an up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mentions. And Dallas going with the whole new group out there.
You know, using his size advantage there to rip down that board in traffic.
Burke, the pass to Cauley-Stein. Good on the bucket.
Nice work inside by Cauley-Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
And it's Rondo with the ball for the Clippers. They trail by 3. Here's Leonard. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. The Clippers shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. The free throw drops for Leonard.
And the soft-spoken Leonard is now an elite talent in this league. An athletic forward who leads by example.
Dwight Powell's checked in for Dallas.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
Now here's Brunson. Here's Marjanovic. Lays it up and banks it in.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Now, here's Kennard. Tight defense on him. Rondo kicks to Kennard. Here's Oturu. Rondo passes to Kennard. The pass to Oturu. Just 5 on the clock. There's the triple. And that's good. Luke Kennard for 3.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
High-octane action for sure. Crowd-pleasing already.
Pass to Powell. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And, you know, when Powell is this deep, the defense knows they're in trouble. Sometimes they have no choice but to foul him.
He's off on the second. That will count. No good on the last second attempt there. A big-time effort for Porzingis, providing a lot of energy for the... And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Dallas?
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Kennard. Morris is out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Mann in at the 2 guard. Now Redick. Rondo missing on the 3.
Tell you what, very few players work as hard as Redick to find the open spots on the floor. Constant movement, and he moves smartly. It's what makes him such an effective jump shooter in my mind.
Morris into the lane. Patterson, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Brunson the pass to Powell. Back to Brunson. Down low. And the dunk by Powell.
And, you know, this is what Powell does best. Establishes himself deep inside and jams it home.
Here's Mann. Covered by Redick. Outside for Rondo. Fires the 3. The Mavericks pull it in. Hardaway with a wide open look. Hits it from 3-point range. Hardaway has got the lead up to 6 now for the Mavs.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now here's Leonard. He has 5. Makes it off the glass. Leonard's got 7 points in the game.
Not afraid to get physical there. Leonard makes the shot in spite of the contact.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Paul George is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Then for the Mavericks, Porzingis is checked in for Powell. Richardson comes in for Hardaway. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. George with the bucket.
Man, you've got to like the way George puts the right touch and art on his shots from deep. He's an outstanding shooter from range.
Here's Doncic. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the 2 teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
Here's Zubac, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Luka Doncic.
Yeah, the defender all over.
He got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Los Angeles shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. A different look for Dallas. Maxi Kleber comes in for Cauley-Stein. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for J.J. Redick. Jackson against Doncic. Left side, Porzingis. Richardson outside. Doncic passes to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, what a brilliant find by Doncic.
Clippers trail by 5.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
Batum wide open. He fires. And again, no good by the Clippers. Dallas leading by 7. Finney-Smith kicks to Porzingis. They get it again. Good work there as it goes.
And the deficit would be bigger if they hadn't been doing such a great job crashing the offensive glass this quarter.
Batum against Kleber. Outside, Batum releases from 15. Here's Zubac. Outside for Batum. Over Kleber. Here's Zubac. Bank shot. No good. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for Dallas. They lead by their biggest margin of the game. 9. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Boy, Richardson has great range and is a knockdown shooter from deep.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. From deep, George. And the Clippers miss again.
Hey, you know, I like the competitive spirit, but when you look at it, I think he rushed that 3 a little bit because he was trying to get back at his opponent.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
And George gets it to go.
Right there, I think you got to try and run George off his spot. I mean, he's a lights-out long-distance shooter and has great confidence.
Here's Kleber. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Dallas. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you. It was all Kristaps Porzingis in the first quarter. He had 10 points, 2 assists. And
I want all the bags, I want all the bags.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And it's been a clinic out there by Kristaps Porzingis.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Trey Burke is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Marjanovic. Then there's Cauley Stein. And it's Hardaway in at the small forward. Here's Rondo. After the basket by Willie Cauley-Stein. On the wing, Morris. Guarded by Marjanovic. Oturu. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Way to work the glass. Buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
Burke, the pass to Marjanovic. And they call an illegal screen here. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now, as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but, you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental, and I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
Outside Hardaway. Tipped away. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Kennard. Mavericks with the rebound. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Cauley-Stein kicks to Brunson. Rondo on the double team. He gets that one. And the Mavericks lead by 11.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
The play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Now here's Rondo. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
That's tipped. Runs in the pass to Marjanovic. Kicks to Hardaway. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Batum comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Porzingis, he's checked in for Dallas. Doncic comes in for Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, he's known for his finesse game, guys, but Porzingis showing you there. He's got some power to his game, too.
Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But, you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Here's Doncic, following the basket by Marcus Morris. Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Leonard kicks to Jackson from deep. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Jackson's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Doncic passes to Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, Porzingis is a very impressive all-around scorer, and every year it seems as though he's taking on more of the offensive load.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. A three from Leonard. Here's Batum, and he banks in the layup.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Doncic against Jackson. Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Offline with the baseline jumper. Clippers trail by 10. Leonard on the wing. From the arc. Drills it from outside. Leonard's got 10.
Leonard has really become so good at catching and firing. I mean, he doesn't allow the defense any time to alter his shot.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. 26 seconds left to play here in the third. Richardson, no luck. And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. That will get him his fourth foul of the game.
That's his fourth personal foul.
Los Angeles has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Outside, George. From outside, off the mark. Powell, the pass to Finney-Smith. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. He's got 8.
If you allow him to get that close, you deserve to get scored on.
The three from George. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in.
Well, he's a nice two-way player, is Richardson.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And we'll be back with you shortly. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard. Put the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. They've got Patrick Patterson. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the 5 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Now here's Rondo. Now George, the 10-footer, and right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
I love the activity. George is not just a perimeter player, folks. You can depend on him down low, too.
Powell, and the layup's good off the glass.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
Clippers trail by 9. George looking around, pulls up on the wing. Pass to Coffee, 6 to shoot. Back to George. Powell pulls it in.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their league. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Clippers. On the wing, George. About a minute and a half into the 4th quarter now. Lets it fly from 18. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
There you go. Relentless pursuit of the ball. I love it. He never stopped working.
Passes it to Kleba. George against Redick. Lets the 3 fly. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. George has got the ball. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Got a piece of it. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And he finishes the break with the lay-in.
I tell you, George is an amazing athlete. He's got great speed, and when he's in the open court running the break, that's a scary look for the defense.
Now here's Richardson to the inside. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
That's simply an outstanding play, working the size mismatch right at the rim.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Marjanovic checked in for Maxi Kleba. Hardaway comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Luka Doncic subbed in for J.J. Redick. Richardson against George. The 3. George missing again.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Now here's Jackson, Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
The 3 for Doncic. Here's Marjanovic, kicks it out to Richardson. And it's off from 3-point range. Clippers trail by 10. Jackson has the open look. Off target from 3-point range.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Doncic passes to Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
You know, numbers don't always tell the story, guys, but his assist totals do paint the picture here. I mean, he's got everybody involved.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Yes, they can. They can't allow him to beat them to too many more of those.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for Dallas.
Starting 5 must have been happy to get so much help from the reserves in this game.
And they not only lightened the load, the subs did nothing less than guarantee a win.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Porzingis.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Powell, that's good.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
The Mavericks rebound.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. And they got it done.
The deep three from George. Beyond the arc. That shot off the mark. Off on that one. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it. the Margaret Hunt-Hill Bridge, and the state flag at Tech. And with...
Hey, Kevin, the map...
It might indeed, David. Well said. Thank you for that report. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
Missing a valued contributor, that can be a challenge. We'll see how they answer the bell.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3. And for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. 6 on the shot clock. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Powell for 3. Trailblazers keep it alive. Nurkic finds Powell. And it's McCollum off the drive. Porzingis with the steal. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. And there's Richardson. That's good on the assist by Doncic.
Well, not a big guy, but Richardson has no fear of the contact. I mean, he stays strong and gets his finish.
Lillard scanning the floor. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. And Lillard kicks to Powell. Kicks it out to Lillard. 6 to shoot. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. Here's McCollum. That's tipped. Doncic outside. Dishes it to Richardson. Can't hit that one. Now Portland takes it the other way. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. On up the court. Covington kicks to Lillard. You know, he rips it and jams it right over Porzingis. Wow!
Oh, it's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists for him.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. This team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around. Proving he's not afraid to finish with power. Covington loves to dunk it home.
Pass to Finney-Smith. Porzingis kicks to Richardson. Lillard against Doncic. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
The defense tried, but Doncic gets through. Luka able to put a smooth release on the shot despite the contact.
Now here's McCollum. Lillard with it. And it's Richardson picking him up. Kicks it out to McCollum. Up again. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
I love his work ethic, not to mention his hands. You need both to convert those tip-ins.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Kicks it out to Richardson. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Nurkic has got 4 rebounds in this game. It's Powell on the wing. McCollum dishes to Covington. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. A different look for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Powell kicks to Anthony. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Now here's Brunson. Pass to Porzingis. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you have to bring much faster help than that.
Simons the pass to Cantor. And Portland turns it over again.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Willie Cauley-Stein comes in for Dwight Powell. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Richardson. Now here's Brunson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Here's Cantor. Simons. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
This is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Cantor. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
Now here's Brunson. Guarded closely. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Mavericks shooting their first free throw of the game here.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
And the technical free throw is good. Now here's Redick. And there's the pass to Cauley-Stein. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Oh, and when Cauley-Stein is cutting to the hoop after the screen, his teammates are doing their best to get him to rock. He is so good at finishing as the roller after the pick.
Pass to Simons. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me. Here's Cauley-Stein, and Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Oh, man, you better appreciate the unselfishness. When Redick sees an open teammate, as great of a shooter as he is, he's fast at getting him the ball.
A good, close contest.
I want all the bags, I want all the bags.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
I mean, offensively, I thought they did a good job of protecting the ball. And defensively, boy, were they disruptive.
Great balance of efficiency and intensity, which is why they hold the early lead.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Dallas, Dwight Powell is out there with Hardaway. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then there's Cauley-Stein, and it's Redick in at the 2. Bucket is good. Cauley-Stein's got 6 points. Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent, but 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja, both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those two guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure is right. And it's the Mavericks with the ball. Portland making their last shot. Out to Hardaway. To the paint. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Oh, man, such a quick and explosive leaper. Cauley-Stein throws it down with ease.
Passes to Simons. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G.A., the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
And that one drops.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trail Blazers. They trail by 3. Back to Cantor. Over Cauley-Stein. Jones against Hardaway. And the rejection by Cauley-Stein. Here's Brunson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. He dishes it to Cauley-Stein. Brunson the pass to Powell. Back to Brunson. From the stripe. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Pass to Powell. Lobs it up for Cantor.
It's important for Cantor to be effective in the pick and roll. I mean, makes their offense much more complete.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Brunson finds Powell. score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
On the wing, Jones. Portland moving the ball around. It's Anthony with the drive and contact on the shot. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Now, here's Doncic. Back to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Really unacceptable letting Porzingis get that kind of positioning. Once he's established, it's over.
Lillard against Doncic. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. Left side, Covington. McCollum outside. He wants to get it to Nurkic and does. On the clock. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
I mean, look, he's evolved as a passer over the course of his career. Get to the right spot, McCollum will find you.
Here's Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Porzingis has got 4 this quarter.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Lillard outside. Puts up a 3. Porzingis with the rebound. Mavericks leading by 3. From deep, Richardson. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 5 rebounds tonight. The Trailblazers have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Lillard from outside. It's rebounded by Dallas. Kleba finds Porzingis. Doncic with it. Covered by Lillard. Doncic, no good.
I thought that one was going to go down. The mid-range jumpers, oh, man, that's usually a bunny with the D playing soft like that.
And here's McCollum for 3. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to the first quarter from the Mavericks was fairly even. The period came to a close with them holding it. And that should do it.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Without question, Willie Cauley-Stein displaying his skills tonight.
What a welcome surprise that first half. Went above and beyond his usual scoring output.
This was a huge bonus for this team. I mean, they weren't expecting it, but they will absolutely take it.
On the floor for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5, down low. Now Richardson, after the miss, 3 from Damian Lillard. Greg, you've always said to him, and here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to have a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And both free throws good for Porzingis.
Oh, he's never rattled at the strike. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throws.
Outside, Covington. Over in the corner, Lillard. And Boban Marjanovic picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Doncic against Lillard.
And Porzingis demonstrating there why he's an effective two-way player, positioning himself well there to just bother the shooter.
Here's Marjanovic. Basket good. Marjanovic has got the lead up to 7 now for Dallas.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
McCollum passes to Covington. Back to McCollum. Floats one, and that one is good. McCollum's got his first points in this one.
They needed that. They were getting a little tense after starting the half 0 for 3.
Doncic outside. The pass to Porzingis. And it's good off the back rim and in. Porzingis has got 4 points this quarter.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Lillard attacking. Porzingis with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Derek Jones comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Mavericks leading by 7. Powell dishes to Cauley-Stein. Drops in the layup for 2. Cauley-Stein's got 10 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Covington into the lane. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Portland, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Powell finds Brunson. Back to Powell. Now here's Brunson. He's covered closely. Pocket 4. He doesn't hit that one. And it's Portland the other way. Oh, Covington in position. And that one drops for him. Now just a 4-point Maverick lead.
It's easy to admire Covington. Even when the defense gets rough with him, he stays with them.
Pass to Cauley-Stein. On the wing, Hardaway. And Kanter over to help. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Mavericks lead by 6.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Back to McCollum. 1:35 left in the third quarter. Had the space there, but it's offline.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Cauley-Stein. Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter of the game. And here's Brunson. And Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got 4 rebounds in this game. And the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Anthony.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Now here's Powell. 6 points for him. Hardaway, no good.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Doncic is checked in for Jalen Brunson. McCollum against Redick. And stolen by Redick. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Here's Powell. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got his 4th assist in this one. Trailblazers trail by 6. The Trailblazers have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Both free throws good from Anthony. Mavericks leading by 4. Here's Finney Smith. No points in the game yet for him. Right side, Porzingis. Lillard outside. Misses. And we've reached the end of the third. Mavericks lead by 4. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. And so he hits the technical free throw.
Yeah, the versatility and competitive fire of Doncic is impressive. You can just tell this kid loves to play the game.
Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
Here's Lillard following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Oh, you can't give any lane to the basket. Once Lillard sees it, he jumps all over.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Kicks it out to Richardson. At the tip, great positioning on the putback. And the Mavericks lead by 7.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Now here's Lillard. Count that one.
Lillard is as tough as there is to contain in the pick and roll. He does a nice job of using the screen to get a little bit of separation.
Doncic kicks to Marjanovic. Doncic passes to Richardson. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Passes it to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. There's the 3. Hands it from downtown.
He's been a different player since halftime. Coming on strong now.
Now Doncic. Nurkic with the steal. McCollum with the ball, and it's Richardson picking him up, and that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Dallas, and Portland with a change here too. Robert Covington's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
And good luck trying to keep Nurkic off the glass. I mean, using his brute strength well on the offensive boards.
Now here's Doncic, kicks it out to Richardson. Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Back to Doncic. Pass to Marjanovic. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Knocked loose, and so they choose to intentionally foul. Dallas making a switch here. Cauley Stein's checked in. McCollum against Richardson. Lillard dishes to Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
That's how to make things look easy for a teammate. I mean, you make passes like that one from Lillard, crazy.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Gets it to go from 8 feet. Porzingis has got 4 points this quarter.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
This is why they go to him in these spots. I mean, they trust his judgment and ability to score down the stretch.
Now, here's Lillard. Here's Nurkic. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Nurkic has got it all tied up now for Portland. There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter. Lillard against Doncic. Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Keep getting it to this man. I mean, once Porzingis catches fire, there is no putting that out.
Outside Covington. Back to Lillard. He feeds it to Nurkic and finished off by Nurkic.
This is what you want from Nurkic, a fearless player who welcomes the chance to take important shots.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Porzingis trying to get free, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic. Gets the first, that gives them the lead. Marjanovic checked in for the Mavericks. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Portland with a change here, too. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic.
As confident as it gets at the line. He wants to be up there in the tight ball game.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard attacking. Count it. Lillard's got 9 points here in the second half.
And clutch is Lillard's middle name. Time and time again. This guy comes through for his squad.
And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Ice water in his veins, guys, to give them the lead. He's the one shooting that technical for that very reason.
The pass to Marjanovic. Doncic looking it over. Back to Marjanovic. Got it.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hands. They know they can count on him to make crucial shots.
Now here's Lillard. It counts. A tremendous 3 to tie it up.
Reminding us again why he's one of the game's great clutch shooters.
And they double up Doncic. Out to Porzingis. Richardson outside. It's good!
This is why Richardson is out there. I mean, his team trusts in his ability to come through in the clutch.
Doncic against Lillard. Right side, Covington. It's stolen by Marjanovic. It's good!
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And it's not about running up the score. It's about closing the door on any kind of comeback.
And not exactly quick off the floor, but Luka uses great anticipation to make defensive plays.
So a close game.